Welcome to another Fabricate Friday video on my blog and YouTube channel. I'm Suzanne, a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator in Canada. So this is a really big box. I figured with this coffee cafe designer series paper that it is perhaps something that you may want to wrap a bag of coffee in. So I tried to create a very strong box with a nice strong bottom so that you could actually put a bag of coffee in. So in case you're giving a gift to a coffee lover, this would be my suggestion. Anyway, I want to show you how to make it. Super cute. So I have a 12 by 12 piece of paper here, and I'm going to score on one side at a half, 3 1/2, and 10. And flip it around and do 3, 5 3/4, 8 3/4, and 11 1/2. Okay. Now I hope I'm not going to freak my camera out too much. So of course we're just going to fold and burnish. So with my scissors, I'm just going to cut up on all of the score lines for now. So this is the bottom. And I'm going to remove this rectangle. Okay. So now this is the back and the lid of the box. So we are going to cut around this tiny little strip here and cut down this score line and down this score line. So if that's the lid, like the top, then this would be a flap on the inside. So this is going to be the front. So I'm going to fold down this piece and I'm going to cut away the front. And then just on my flaps here, I'm going to cut maybe, I don't know, that much off. And same with this guy. We are going to have to wedge in on those ones. It's important. And then wedge in on the lid flap, the tuck part. Okay, so I know it's a big piece of paper, but that's what you should have. Okay, so I'm going to put the designer series paper on first, or patterned paper. So you're going to need a piece of patterned paper that 2 pieces for the sides, so the ones with the flaps, 6 1/4 by 2 3/4. Again, make sure that you've got directional correct, because these are, you know, this pattern paper, which is called Coffee Break. It has a design going up and down. Okay, so those are the sides. So the front and the back, you are going to need 2 1/2 by 6 1/4. So sometimes this might be a little too busy for a card, but for a project like this, awesome. Okay, so for the top, you're going to need a 2 1/2 by 2 3/4, and because that's the front, I'm going to put it so that it's visible, so upside down really, while I'm sitting here. And that's it. So I'm going to put fast fuse along this guy here. Totally went over the score line on that one. Try to push it back in. All right, so I'm folding that piece in, and I'm going to fold this piece in, and then we shall make it square. And I can also rub off any of that glue. All right, so I'm going to close the box, and then, so this is my front actually. I'm going to just use my 3/4 inch punch here. Just for a little nail hole. Okay, closing the box up. So now I'm going to work on the bottom. So the flaps go in, and then I'm going to put 2 strips of adhesive, or 3 strips. I'm going to make a U. Close that up. The reason why I wanted it closed is because it keeps it square so that they adhere correctly. And I'm going to do a square of adhesive. I just want to make sure that it's nice and strong. Okay, so I have a piece of the classic weave ribbon, and I am just going to do a little knot. Nothing fancy, no bows today, I'm afraid. Actually, I'm not afraid, but I don't want a bow. Okay, so just a nice little square knot there. Cut off the excess. And then I have just a little square or circle using the layering circles. This was, I believe, Crumb Cake Whisper White. There's a little die in the coffee cups thinlits that will actually cut out that little guy right there. There's no stamp that fits that, but just this little guy. So I thought it was really sweet. Okay, so I'm just going to tuck this little guy right underneath here. So cute. Look at both of them. This one is definitely a little bit more busy. This one is a little less busy. So for the tranquil coffee cup drinker, or for the get up and go kind of coffee drinker. Anyway, thanks so much for joining me, and I'll catch you next time. Bye.
Thanks for sticking around to the end of the video. On screen are 2 more videos for inspiration. Click on the maple leaf to visit my website, or click on me to subscribe to my channel. Thanks again for watching.